वीर्यं मे दुश्चरं तपः.
I create this cosmos by such penance. I maintain it by the same energy, and I withdraw it all by the same energy. Therefore, the potency is penance only.
ब्रह्मोवाच भगवत् सर्वभूतानाम् अध्यक्षो वस्थितो गृहाम् वेदह्य प्रतिरुद्धेन प्रज्ञानेन चिकीर्षतम्.
Lord Brahma said, O personality of Godhead, you are situated in every living entity's heart as the supreme director, and therefore you are aware of all endeavors by your superior intelligence, without any hindrance whatsoever.
तथापि नाथ मानस्य नाथ नाथयनाथितं परावरे यथा रूपे जनीयां ते त्वरूपिणः.
In spite of that, my Lord, I am praying to you to kindly fulfill my desire. May I please be informed how, in spite of your transcendental form, you assume the mundane form, although you have no such form at all.
यथात्माय योगेन नानाशक्त्युपबृंहितम् विलुम्पद्विसृजन् गृह्णन् बिभ्रदात्मानमात्मना.
And please inform me how you, by your own self, manifest different energies for annihilation, generation, acceptance, and maintenance by combination and permutation.
क्रीडस्य मोकसङ्कल्प ऊर्णनाभिर्यथोर्नुते तथा त्वदिशयं देहि मनीषां मयि माधव.
O Master of all energies, please tell me philosophically all about them. You play like a spider that covers itself by its own energy, and your determination is infallible.
भगवच्छिक्षितमहं करवाणि ह्यतन्त्रितः नेहमानप्रसारसक्रं बध्येयं यदनुग्रहात्.
Please tell me so that I may be taught in the matter by the instruction of the personality of Godhead, and may thus act instrumentally to generate living entities without being conditioned by such activities.
यावत् सकाशक्युरिवेशते कृतः प्रजाविसर्गे विभजामि भोजनम् अविक्लवस्ते परिकर्माणि स्थितो मामे समुन्नद्धमधोजमानिनः.
O my Lord, the unborn, you have shaken hands with me just as a friend does with a friend, as if equal in position. I shall be engaged in the creation of different types of living entities, and I shall be occupied in your service. I shall have no perturbation, but I pray that all this may not give rise to pride, as if I were the supreme.
श्री भगवान् उवाच ज्ञानं परमगुह्यं मे यद्विज्ञानसमन्वितं सरहस्यं तदङ्गं च गृहाण गदितं मया.
The personality of Godhead said, knowledge about me as described in the scriptures is very confidential, and it has to be realized in conjunction with devotional service. The necessary paraphernalia for that process is being explained by me. You may take it up carefully.
यावानहं यथा भावो यद्रूपगुणकर्मकः तथैव तत्त्वविज्ञानं तु मे मदनुग्रहात्.
All of me, namely my actual eternal form and my transcendental existence, color, qualities, and activities, let all be awakened within you by factual realization out of my causeless mercy.
अहमेवासमेवाग्रे नान्यत् यत् सदसत्परम् पश्चादहं यतेतश्च योऽवशिष्येत सोऽम्यहम्.
Brahma, it is I, the personality of Godhead, who was existing before the creation, when there was nothing but myself, nor was there the material nature, the cause of this creation. That which you see now is also I, the personality of Godhead, and after annihilation, what remains will also be I, the personality of Godhead.
ऋतेर्थं यत् प्रतीयेत न प्रतीयेत चात्मनि तद्विद्यादात्मनो मायां यथा भासो यथा तमः.
O Brahma, whatever appears to be of any value, if it is without relation to me, it has no reality. Know it as my illusionary energy, that reflection which appears to be in darkness.
यथा महन्ति भूतानि यथा महन्ति भूतानि भूतेषु च वाचवनु प्रतिष्ठान्यप्रविष्टानि तथा देषु न तेष्वहम्.
O Brahma, please note that the universal elements enter into the cosmos and at the same time do not enter into the cosmos. Similarly, I myself also exist within everything created, and at the same time, I am outside of everything.
एतावदेव जिज्ञास्यं तत्त्वजिज्ञासुनात्मनः अन्वयवतिरेकाभ्यां यत् स्यात् सर्वत्र सर्वदा.
A person who is searching after the supreme absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, must certainly search for it up to this in all circumstances, in all space and time, and both directly and indirectly.
एतन्मतं समातिष्ठ परमेण समाधिना भवान् कल्पविकल्पेषु न विमुह्यति कर्हि चेत्.
O Brahma, just follow this conclusion by fixed concentration of mind, and no pride will disturb you, neither in the partial nor in the final devastation.
श्रीशुक उवाच सम्प्रदिश्यैवमजनो जनानां परमेष्टिनं पश्यतस्तस्य तद् रूपमात्मानो न्यरुणध्वरी.
Sukadeva Goswami said to Maharaja Parikshit, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, after being seen in his transcendental form, instructing Brahmaji, the leader of living entities, disappeared.
अन्तर्हितेन्द्रियार्थाय हरये विहिताञ्जलिः सर्वभूतमयो विश्वं ससर्जेदं स पूर्ववत्.
On the disappearance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, who is the object of transcendental enjoyment for the senses of devotees, Brahma, with folded hands, began to recreate the universe, filled with living entities as it was previously.
प्रजापतिर्धर्मपतिः एकदा नियमान् भद्रं प्रजानामन्विच्छम् अतिष्ठ स्वार्थकाम्यया.
Thus, once upon a time, the forefather of living entities and the father of religiousness, Lord Brahma, situated himself in acts of regulative principles, desiring self-interest for the welfare of all living entities.
तं नारद प्रियतमो रिक्थादानामनुव्रतः शुश्रूषमाणशीलेन प्रश्रयेण दमेन च.
Narada, the most dear of the inheritor sons of Brahma, always ready to serve his father, strictly follows the instructions of his father by his mannerly behavior, meekness, and sense control.
मायां विविदिशन् विष्णो मायेशस्य महामुनिः महाभागवतो राजन् पितरन् पर्यतोषयत्.
Narada very much pleased his father and desired to know all about the principle of all about the energies of Vishnu, the master of all energies. For Narada was the greatest of all sages and the greatest of all devotees, O king.
तुष्टं निशाम्य पितरं लोकानां प्रपितामहं देवर्षि परिपपृच्छ भवान्यन्मानुपृच्छति.
The great sage Narada also inquired in detail from his father Brahma, the great grandfather of all the universe, after seeing him well satisfied.
तस्मा इदं भागवतं पुराणं दशलक्षणं प्रोक्तं भगवता प्राह प्रीतपुत्राय भूतकृत्.
Thereupon, the supplementary Vedic literature, Srimad Bhagavatam, which was described by the personality of Godhead and which contains 10 characteristics, was told with satisfaction by the father Brahma to his son Narada.
नारद प्राह मुनये सरस्वत्याष्टते नृप ध्यायते ब्रह्म परमं व्यासायामीत तेजसे.
Jyoti Mataji, could you please scroll up, please? Thank you.
In succession, O king, the great sage Narada instructed Srimad Bhagavatam unto the unlimitedly powerful Vyasadeva, who meditated in devotional service upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth, on the bank of the river Saraswati.
यदुताहं त्वया पृष्टो वैराजात् पुरुषादिदं यतासीत दुपाक्यास्ते प्रश्नान्यांश्च कृत्स्नशः.
O king, Your questions as to how the universe became manifested from the gigantic form of the personality of Godhead, as well as other questions, I shall answer in detail by explanation of the 4 verses already mentioned.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Madan Prabhuji and Manas Prabhuji. Very beautiful recitation, very devotional. Thank you so much. Very pleasing and soothing. So many very beautiful comments as well. Thank you so much. Okay, so we shall move into next part of our program, Srimad Bhagavatam. So today our shlokas are 25, 26 and 27. Okay, so before we start Srimad Bhagavatam, we offer our prayers and obeisances to our Acharyas and Gurus and Krishna and Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश हे कृष्ण करुण सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिविकासस्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणि प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवी सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये शृणुतां स्वकटाः कृष्णः पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः हृद्यन्तस्त्वह्य भद्राणि विदुनोति सुहृत्सतां नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी एते चांशकलाः पुंसः कृष्णस्तु भगवान् स्वयं इन्द्रारिव्याकुलं लोकं मृडयन्ति युगे युगे इदं भागवतं नाम पुराणं ब्रह्मसंहितम् उत्तमश्लोकचरितं चकार भगवान् ऋषिः निःश्रेयसाय लोकधन्यं स्वस्तये नमः कृष्णेश्वरामोपगते धर्मज्ञानादिभिः खलु न शोषामेष पुराणार्को अधुनोदितः कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्ग्रये अथ विश्वेश विश्वात्मन् विश्वमूर्ते स्वकेषु मे स्नेहपाशमिमं चिन्निधुं पाण्डुषु विष्णुषु त्वयि मेनन्यविषया मतिर्मदपते सकृत् प्रतिमुद्वह तदद्दा गङ्गेवभूदन्वति श्रीकृष्ण कृष्ण सख विष्णुर्षुभावनिधृग्राजन्यवंशदहनानपवर्गवीर्य गोविन्द गोद्विजसुरात्यहरावतार योगेश्वर किल गुरो भगवन्नमस्ते योगेश्वर किल गुरो भगवन्नमस्ते योगेश्वर किल गुरो भगवन्नमस्ते तुलयामलवेनापि न स्वर्गं न पुनर्भवं भगवत्सङ्गे सङ्गस्य मत्येनां किमुत शिशः पुनश्च भूयात् भगवत्यनन्ते रतिः प्रसङ्गश सदाश्रयेषु महस्तु यां यामुपयामि सृष्टिं मैत्रस्य सर्वत्र नमो द्विजेभ्यः ॐ नमो भगवते राधा गोविन्दाय नमः Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for joining this evening for Srimad Bhagavatam, to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, so shall I share my screen? Okay, so verse number 25. So here in this, the chapter is second canto, chapter 9. So here Lord Brahma, after he meditated 4,000 years, and then the Lord has appeared in front of Brahma, and the Brahma immediately by looking at the Lord, and also Brahma has seen the Vaikuntha, all opulences of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As soon as he sees tad darshanakhlada pariprutantaro pushyattanhu prema bharashurlochanaha nanama padam bhujam asya visvasurg yat paramahamshena patadigamyate. So by looking at the Lord and all the Vaikuntha with all his opulences, Taddashnakhlada Pariprut Antaro. So he is so pleased. Krushyatnuhu Prema Bharashurlochanaha. So by having tears in his eyes, and he did Nanama Padam Bhujam Asya Visvasurug, he did Dandvat Pranam, which is the Yat Paramhamsha Yat Paramhamshena Patadi Gamyate. That is the path of the Paramhamsas. And then the Lord, he is also very pleased with Brahma, and he is with humbleness. And then Lord, tam priyamanam samupastam kavim prajavisarge nijasanarhanam bhavasheshat smita sochagira priyam pridamana kare sprushan. So after Lord is also very pleased with Brahma. And then he understands that, okay, Brahma, he has done all the austerities and penances. Now he is the right person to create the for the secondary creation. Praja Visarge Nijisasana Arhanam. He is qualified. So with that mood, Lord, he is speaking very pleasingly. Bhava Sheshat Smita Sochisha Ghira, with a smiling face. Priyam Pritamana Kare Sprushan, by touching Brahma, by handshaking, just like a Pritamana. So very pleasing, just like a beloved one speaking to another beloved. So likewise, by touching the hand with Brahma, and then saying that Tvayaham Toshitaha Samyak Vedagarbhasi Srukshaya Chiram Rutena Tapasa Dustoshaha Kota Yoginam. O Brahma, I am very pleased with you. Tvayaham Toshitaha Samyak Vedagarbhasi Srukshaya. And your Vedagarbha, Samyak Vedagarbha Sisrukshaya, you are born with the Vedas in the womb. So Chirambrutena Tapasad Dustoshaha Kota Yoginam. and you have done this meditation, the tapasya, for a very long time. So I am very pleased with you, O Brahma. Tvayaham toshitaha. Now, there are many other people who are just simply pretending that they are meditating, pretending that they are doing tapasya. Dustosha kota yoginam, but I am not pleased with such kind of uh, kota yoginam who are pretending like that. So Brahma, now I'm very pleased with you. Now ask me all the desires, whatever you want, all the benedictions. Ask Varam Varya Bhadram Te Vareshama Abhivanchitam Brahman Sreha Parishamaha Pumsam Maddarshanu Avadihi. He's asking, Lord is asking Brahma, Varam Varya Bhadram Te Vareshama Abhivanchitam. You ask all kinds of desires. I will give all benedictions to you. So, and then Lord also tells a hint to Brahma what is the best thing to ask. Brahman Shreya Parishramaha, after so much of meditation and austerities and penances, Brahman Shreya Parishramaha, what is the best one? Shreya Parishramaha, Pumsam Maddashanavadihi, just they have to come to me. That is the best thing for them. And then he says, Manishita Anubhavoyam Mamaloka Avalokanam Yad Vupasrutya Rahasi Chakadha Paramam Tapaha. So that anyone, after performing all these austerities and penances with love and devotion, and they have to come back to my abode and they enjoy all the opulences along with me. That is Manishita Anubhavoyam Mamaloka Avalokanam. Yad Vupasrutya Rahasi Chakadha Paramam Taha. Chakadha Paramam Tapaha. So you have heard that to carry out to do austerities. So, and Yad Vupasrutya Rahasi, that is the secret. Chakadha Paramam Taha, you have executed those things. And then, what is that tapasya? Pratyadishtam maya tatra mai tvai karma vimohite tapo me hridayam sakshat atmaham tapaso anagha. So I only told you to do the tapasya. Pratyadishtam maya tatra, when you are bewildered. Tvai karma vimohite, when you are bewildered. I only told to do tapasya. Tapo me hridayam sakshat. I revealed that information to you in the heart. The atmaham tapaso anagha. So there is no difference between me and the tapasya. So now the Lord is saying that giving the information, Sujami tapase vedam grasami tapasa punaha bhibarmi tapasa vishwam virime dusharan tapaha. See, by the tapasya itself, I create. By tapasya, I maintain. By tapasya, I annihilate. Likewise, Lord is saying, at the end, only tapasya. That is the Viryame Dushcharan Tapaha, that only remains. So that is the eternal. Likewise, Lord is saying, now after hearing from the Lord, Brahma is started asking questions. So whenever the Lord appears in front of after so much of penances, some people ask so many benedictions. I want a very good house, good car, good bank balances, and long life, happy life with all family, friends, and everything. But Brahma is asking it differently here. So let us go and explore what Brahma is asking. So just before going there, whenever he was going from Vrindavana to Madura, so to kill Kamsa for the Dhanur Yajna. So at that particular time, he also goes through the washerman, and then there is next is the weaver, clothes weaver, and then later on he went to the Sudama, who is the flower garland maker. So there, uh, so why Krishna went there is there is a just few lines of it. Just what a devotee asks from the Lord. It's just an indication. Um, so here, when Krishna went enter into the Sudama's home, he says, and Sudama he glorifies the Lord so beautifully. After that, please order me your servant, O my supreme personality of Godhead, to do whatever you wish, to be engaged by you in some service is certainly a great blessing for anyone. So this is Sudama is saying, the flower garland maker. So Sukadeva Goswami is saying, O best of kings, having spoken these words, Sudama could understand what Krishna and Balarama wanted. Thus, with great pleasure, he presented them with garlands of fresh, fragrant flowers. So beautifully adorned with these garlands, Krishna and Balarama were delighted, and so were their companions. The two lords then offered the surrendered Sudama, who was bowing down before them, whatever benedictions he desired. Now, Sudama is asking here, whenever Krishna and Balarama they are offering benedictions, Sudama chose unshakable devotion for Krishna, the supreme soul of all existence, friendship with his devotees, and transcendental compassion for all living beings. So, and these are the desires that Sudama is asking. So he is not asking, I want any kind of material things. So he is asking unshakable devotion and the supreme soul of all existence. So friendship with his devotees and transcendental compassion for all living beings. So this is the very beautiful benedictions one has to desire. And then, so because it is selfless one, and here what Lord Krishna and Balram did, not only did Krishna grant Sudama these benedictions, but he also awarded him strength, long life, fame, beauty, and ever-increasing prosperity for his family. Then Krishna and his elder brother took their leave. So just wanted to bring this particular Sudama's desire, what he to ask whenever the Lord is offering benedictions. So now, whenever it comes to the Brahma's turn. So what Brahma is saying? Brahma Uvacha Bhagavan Sarva Bhutanam Adjaksho Avasito Guham Vedahi Apritiruddhena Prajnanena Chikishitam. So here Brahma is addressing Bhagavan Sarva Bhutanam. Oh my dear Lord, Bhagavan Sarva Bhutanam Adjaksho Avasito Guham. And you are situated in the heart of all the living entities. And Vedahi Apritiruddhena. And you know, certainly, Apritiruddhena without any hindrance, Prajnanena Chikishitam, by your super intelligence and Chikishitam, all endeavors of all the living entities. So Lord knows as a super soul, this is Ishvaraha Sarvabhutanam Uddeshe Junatistati Brahmayan Sarvabhutani Yantra Rudhani Maya. So this is the Krishna statement. So as a super soul, the Lord knows everything, all the endeavors of all the living entities. So here Brahma is addressing the Lord like Bhagavan Sarvabhutanam Adjaksho Avasito Guham Vedahi Aprituridhena Prajnanena Chikishitam. So translation for this verse. The Lord Brahma said, O personality of Godhead, you are situated in every living entity's heart as the supreme director. And therefore, you are aware of all endeavors by your superior intelligence without any hindrance whatsoever. And the purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Bhagavad Gita confirms that the Lord is situated in everyone's heart as the witness. And as such, he is the supreme director of sanction. The director is not the enjoyer of the fruits of action. For without the Lord's sanction, no one can enjoy. For example, in a prohibited area, a habituated drunkard puts forward his application to the director of drinking. And the director, considering his case, sanctions only a certain amount of liquor for drinking. Similarly, the whole material world is full of many drunkards, in the sense that each and every one of the living entities has something in his mind to enjoy, and everyone desires the fulfillment of his desires very strongly. The Almighty Lord being very kind to the living entity as the Father is kind to the Son, fulfills the living entity's desire for his childish satisfaction. With such desires in mind, the living entity does not actually enjoy, but he serves the bodily whims unnecessarily, without profit. The drunkard does not derive any profit out of drinking, but because he has become a servant of the drinking habit and does not wish to get out of it, the merciful Lord gives him all facilities to fulfill such desires. So, and then further, Prabhupada is giving the impersonalists recommend that one should become desireless, and others recommend banishing desires altogether. That is impossible. No one can banish desires altogether because desiring is the living symptom. Without having desires, a living entity would be dead, which he is not. Therefore, living conditions and desire go together. Perfection of desires may be achieved when one desires to serve the Lord. And the Lord also desires that every living entity banish all personal desires and cooperate with his desires. That is the last instruction of the Bhagavad Gita. Brahmaji agreed to this proposal, and therefore he is given the responsible post of creating generations in the vacant universe. Oneness with the Lord, therefore, consists of dovetailing one's desires with the desires of the Supreme Lord. That makes for the perfection of all desires. The Lord, as the super soul in the heart of every living being, knows what is in the mind of each living entity. And no one can do anything without the knowledge of the Lord within. By his superior intelligence, the Lord gives everyone the chance to fulfill his desires to the fullest extent. And the resultant reaction is also awarded by the Lord. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So here in this purport, so Prabhupada is explaining about so the Lord, all this material universe, it is running under the Lord's direction. Maya adhyakshena prakritihi suyite sacharacharam hetunanen kaunteya jagad viparivartate maya adhyakshena. So under Krishna's direction. So the director is not the enjoyer of the fruits of action. So he directs. For without Lord's sanction, no one can enjoy. The Lord is Upadrashta Anumanta. So he gives the permission to the living entity to experience these pains and pleasures. Antaha Purusha Rupena, Kala Rupena, Yobahihi. He sits in the heart. And then Samanyaveti Satya Satvanam Bhagavan Atma Maya. He makes the living entity to experience these pains and pleasures. Otherwise, one cannot enjoy his this material world, or either pains or pleasures. So here the Lord is Upadrashta Anumanta cha Bhatta Bhokta Maheshwaraha Paramatmi Chapyukto Purushaha Prakrite Paraha. So, but the Lord, he is the above all these things. So, and Prabhupada is giving the example of the drunkard here. Similarly, as the drunkard, he cannot take the full as a full extent of the experience of drunkard. So he will be given a chance, drink little bit in due course of time, he will become a professional drunkard. Similarly, it also comes to us in day-to-day life. To become a devotee, pure devotee, we need to start and associate with the devotees. When we are with the devotees, we understand little bit about Krishna, what is devotional service, and how to go to the temple, where to go to the temple, and what needs to be done, what is the behavior, this attitude and characteristics, and all the good qualities. So he will be attracted. Madharmano gunairetaihi purush Madharmano gunairetaihi. This is the by the qualities of by looking at the qualities of the Lord, devotee is getting attracted. Madharmano gunairetaihi Parisamshuddha Asayah. with a purified mind. So the devotees come there to get purified. Purushasya anjasabhyeti srutamatra gunam himam. So this is just by hearing the Krishna's good qualities. So he is attracted towards Krishna. So and then in due course of time he will be purified. It doesn't matter whatever the sinful person, he will be completely kirat huanandra pulinda pulkasha abhirushum bhayaunaha kasadeha ye nishapa yadapa shriyasriyaha suddhinitasmai prabhavishnave namaha. The Lord is so powerful. Prabhavishnave namaha. Everyone, anyone who comes there, they will be purified. So here the Almighty Lord, being very kind to the living entity as the Father is kind to the Son, fulfills the living entity's desire for his childish satisfaction. So here, this creation of this material world is the desire of the living entities. It is not the desire of the Lord. So this is also mentioned. Naitat batadisha padam tavechitam yanmayanaha tanuse bhota sukshmam anugrahaya astu apyehi yerhimaya lasatulasya bhagavan vilakshitaha. So this is the Kadma Prajapati. He prays to the Lord. The Lord is situated in the sky. At that time he says, Naitat batadisha padam tava ichitam. This material world is created, that is not tava ichitam. Naitat batadisha padam tava. It is not your desire. So this is the living entity's desire. So that is, so just would like to show that one. So here, yeah, so this is the Kadam Prajapati. He prays to the Lord. It is a very beautiful prayer. And then he is saying here, so Naitat Batadisha Padam Tavetsitam Yanmayanaha Tanuse Bhota Sukshmam Anugrahai Astu Api Erihi Maya Lasatulasya Bhagavan Vilakitaha. He says, my dear Lord, although it is not your desire, you manifest this creation of grass and subtle elements just for our sensual satisfaction. Let your causeless mercy be upon us, for you have appeared before us in your eternal form, adorned with a splendid wreath of tulsi leaves. So this is the here Prabhupada is explaining. The Almighty Lord, being very kind to the living entity as the Father is kind to the Son, fulfills the living entity's desire for his childish satisfaction. He arranges this material world so that he can come here and enjoy or experience these pains and pleasures. With such desires in mind, the living entity does not actually enjoy, but he serves the bodily beings unnecessarily without profit. This is dukkhalaya mashashvatam. But this is yaya sammohito jiva atmanam trigunatmakam. So he is bewildered. So he comes here and suffers. And so the drunkard does not derive any profit out of drinking, but because he has become a servant of the drinking habit and does not wish to get out of it, the merciful Lord gives him all facilities to fulfill such desires. And then Prabhupada brings about another thing is about the Mayavadis or impulsives. Recommend that one should become desireless and other should become banishing desires altogether. But that is not possible. So it is impossible. So we have not seen anyone that without any desires, even though someone has got some desires. Even a beggar on the road, he is great about a few pennies. So he has got his own pride. He said, oh, I am the rich of 100 rupees, or I have got 100 pounds, something like that. So it is not possible to have no desires. This is impossible. No one can banish desires altogether because desiring is the living symptom. I wanted to live happily, comfortably. I wanted to live with the devotees in the nice temple and doing satsanga and then hear Krishna Katha, have nice prasadam, do kirtan and do dance for the Lord, and then be happy. These are the desires. These are all pure desires, devotional desires. And whereas the material desires, people go to they spend lots of money to go to the pubs and do something, and then finally it end up with such kind of some kind of fightings and quarrels and getting diseased, and later on spend more money and selling the properties and getting all habituated to the sinful activities. That is the materialistic way of life. So, but somewhere or other, it is not possible to banish all the desires together. Desiring is the living symptom. Without having a desire, a living entity would be a dead, which is he is not. This is it is always conscious. It doesn't matter whether the living entity is in the material body or the subtle body or in the spiritual body. He is always having desires. When he goes to the Vaikuntha, there also he has got spiritual desires. Everything is spiritual. Vasantyatra Purushaha Sarve Vaikuntha Murtayaha. Yanimitta Nimittena Dharmena Radayan Harim. Irrespective of time and place and circumstances, in the spiritual world, always he keeps worshipping the Lord, glorifying the Lord, singing glory, pastimes of the Lord. That is the spiritual nature. That is the symptom of a living entity. So therefore, living conditions and desires go together all the time. Perfection of desires may be achieved when one desires to serve the Lord. So here, if I am serving temporary thing, so my happiness will be temporary. If I watch a movie, 2 hours of movie, my happiness will be lasting for only 2 hours. If I read Srimad Bhagavatam again and again throughout the lifetime, I will always be happy. And hearing Krishna Katha, always be happy. But it is not possible to watch the same movie again and again. It is not possible for them. So they spend money on different things, keep on changing. This material world is keep on changing. They spend unnecessarily money on the temporary things. Ashashvatam, Dukkalayam Ashashvatam. So Kim Punar Brahmanaha Punya Bhakta Rajeshvata Anityam Asukam Lokam Imam Prapya Bhajaswamam. Anityam Asukam Imam Prapya Bhajaswamam. So they take to the permanent path, Bhajaswamam. So what is that thing is the cooperate with his desires. So one has to banish all personal desires and cooperate with the Lord's desires. That is the Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Saranam Raja Aham Tvam Sarvapapebhyo Mokhishyami Ma Suchyaha. You always surrender yourself unto me. So Krishna says, Tasma Sarveshu Kaleshu Mamanusmaridhya Mayarpita Mano Buddher Mamye Vaishisi Asansayaha. Manmanama Madbhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru Mam Yevasi Yuktaivam Atmanam Matparayanaha. You always think of me. So here, recently we have been seeing one of the video clip. The children, there are 3 different children. They are singing in the singing contest. They are singing, it is a Krishna song. They are singing, after singing, it is a Malayalam song. So at the end, they call Krishna 5 times in a very deep voice. Immediately the children, they cry after that. Once again, when they started singing next charana, they started crying. So Krishna reciprocates in that way. So that's why Krishna wanted to give that kind of the love and affection to the living entities. So living entities, what they need to do? They have to cooperate with Krishna. So that is the last instruction of Bhagavad Gita. That is Sarvadharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Saranam Rajav. And here Prabhupada says Krishna name, form, qualities, and the name, everything is absolute. When we say Krishna, we are associating with Krishna. So like the children, they cried, unknowingly they cried. 3 different occasions. So this is also we can find on the YouTube. So crying for Krishna. So here, likewise, one has to, but that is absolute. To understand what is absolute means, we can see that practically that video. And here, and Prabhupada says, in this material world, everything is relative. When we say water, and the word water and the substance water, they are two different. But in terms of Krishna, in the spiritual world, it is absolute. When we say Krishna, Krishna is there and he is reciprocating with us. We just need to call him with lovingly, with affection, with a deep heart. So likewise, here Brahmaji agreed to this proposal, and therefore he is given the responsible post of the creating generations in the vacant universe. So this is Praja Visarge Nijasana Arhanam, to create the generations. Nijasana Arhanam, he is qualified because he did. Nanama Padam Bujam Atya Viswasuru Yat Paramhamshen Padadigamite. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Trunadapi Sunechena Tarorapi Sahishnuna Amanena Manadena Kirtaniya Sadaharihi. One has to be very humble, like Brahmaji. He did Dandavat Pranam. Irrespective of his post, he did Dandavat Pranam. So that is the quality. That is Praja Visarge Nijasasana Arhanam. He is the right person to create as a creator. And oneness with the Lord, therefore, consists of dovetailing one's desires with the desires of the Supreme Lord. Always our desires, we need to check with the Lord's desire. Is it the right thing the Krishna has said in the Bhagavad Gita? So that wise, Geetam Bhagavadadhanam Yattad Sangrama Murdhani Kala Karma Desha Kal. This is irrespective of time, place, and circumstances, these instructions are always applicable. Whether my actions aligning to the Krishna's statements, one has to dovetail that one. One has to dovetail that one. And then Prabhupada says that makes for the perfection of all desires. That is the perfection of all desires. And then Lord as the super soul in the heart of living entity, every living being knows what is in the mind of each living entity, and no one can do anything without the knowledge of the Lord within. The Lord knows everyone's actions, whether he is doing the right or not. He says, Bhavagrahi Janardhan. So sometimes devotees wanted to do it, but they cannot do physically. So at that time, Bhavagrahi Janardhan, the Lord sees in the heart. Sometimes devotees are materially doing it, but in the heart, they have got a different material desires. But there, Lord sees their actions. So Lord always take only the best out of the So by his superior intelligence, the Lord gives everyone the chance to fulfill his desires to the fullest extent, and the resultant reaction is also awarded by the Lord. So that is the Lord gives the results to the whoever is praying according to the to fulfill his desires to fullest extent. So the Lord gives everyone the chance to fulfill his desires to the fullest extent. So likewise, Brahma, he is asking, irrespective of his personality, he wanted to know how the Lord is understanding, how he is executing all his plans. Bhagavan Sarabhutanam Adjaksho Avasito Guham Vedahi Apriruddhena Pradhanena Chikishitam. So without any hindrance, how Lord is able to perform anything like that. So here Brahma is asking these questions. Though the Lord knows the heart of Brahma, but still Brahma is asking all these things. Okay, let us go and see the next verse, what Brahma is further saying to the Lord. Tatapi nata manasya nata nataya nasitam paravare yatarupe janiyam te tvarupinaham. Tatapi nata manasya. So still, oh my dear Lord, though as a super soul, you know all heart of all the living entities. So tatapi nata manasya. So now still I am requesting you. I am praying to you, kindly fulfill my desire. Tatapi nata manasya nata nataya natitam. Nata, O Lord, nataya, please award whatever I am desiring. Natitam, as it is desired. Paravare yatarupe, para avare. This is in the matter of mundane and transcendental. Paravare yatarupe, as it is in the form. Janiyamte turupinaham. So may it be known to me what are the forms, because you do not have a material form. So arupinaha, twarupinaha. So Brahma is saying that. But still, though you don't have material form, how do you come to this material world, assuming a material form or mundane form? So Brahma is asking, Tatapi nata manasya nata natitam paravare yatarupe janayam te tvarupinaham. So the translation for this was, in spite of that, my Lord, I am praying to you to kindly fulfill my desire. May I please be informed how, in spite of your transcendental form, you assume the mundane form, although you have no such form at all. Although you have no such form at all. So Brahma is asking about the Lord. These are the benedictions that Brahma is going to ask. After so many thousands of years of meditation, these are the things Brahma is asking. How Lord, so that is a devotee's desires. Knowing about the Lord opulences, all his energies, in such a way, either way, directly or indirectly, he is associating with the Lord by hearing Krishna Katha. This is Madashriyaha Katha Brushtaha Shrunvanti Katayanti Cha Tapanti Vividastapa Naitan Madgata Chetasaha. This is Kapil Bhagavan says that Madashriya Katha Brushtaha. So devotees, they take the shelter of Madashriya Katha Mrushtaha Shrunvanti Katayanti Cha, hearing the Krishna Katha. So they take the shelter of hearing Krishna Katha, and then Tapanti Vividastapa. There are different kinds of tapas in this material world. Tapanti Vividastapa, they are all tormented by these tapatrayas. Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik, Adi Adhyatmik. But Naitan Madgata Chetasaha, Nayetan Madgata Chetasaha, because they are offering their hearing potencies to hear Krishna Katha. So they do not feel these things. They do not feel this tapan. Tapanti vidustapa naitan madgata chetasaha. They do not go through all these pains. Though they're materially they're having pains, but as soon as they're hearing Krishna Katha, they do not work on the body. This is piyush niryapita deha dharmaha, because they're drinking the nectar of Krishna Katha. Niryapita deha dharmaha. Deha dharma, what is deha dharma? Is always to get sufferings only. So they do not experience this deha dharma. So here Brahma is asking all about the Lord here. Okay, so that is here. There is no purport for this verse. Okay, we shall move to the next verse. So here in the next verse, he is asking about the Lord. He just creates and maintains and destroys with different energies. And Brahma wanted to know about them. So, oh my Lord, please explain all these things to me. Likewise, Brahma is asking. Yatatma maya yogena nana sekti upabrumbhitam vilumpan visujan grupnan vibrad atmanamatmanam. Yata Atma Maya Yogena. So, Yata Atma Maya. So, by your internal potency, Maya Yogena, by the combination, Nana Sekti Upabrumbhitam, by the different combination of Nana Sekti, various energies, Upabrumbhitam, by combination and permutations of energies, by Lord's internal potency and his different energies, combination and permutations. And what Lord Brahma wanted to know about Vilumpan in the matter of annihilation, Visrajan in the matter of generation, Gruhnan in the matter of acceptance. In the matter of acceptance. Bibrat in the matter of maintenance. Atmanam, Atmana, oneself and by the self. So how the Lord is going to accept a form and maintain all this like Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara for the maintenance and creation and destruction, how the Lord is going to accept those forms. And Brahma is asking all these things. Yata Atma Maya Yogena Nana Sikti Upabrumhitam Vilumpan Visujan Gurupnan Bibrad Atmanam Atmana. So translation for this verse. And my Lord, please inform me how you, by your own self, manifest different energies for annihilation, generation, acceptance, and maintenance by combination and permutation. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The whole manifestation is the Lord himself by diffusion of his different energies only, namely the internal, external, and marginal. Just as the sunlight is the manifestation of the energy of the sun planet, such energy is simultaneously one with and different from the Lord, just as the sunshine is simultaneously one with and different from the sun planet. The energies are acting by combination and permutation by the indication of the Lord, and the acting agents like Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva are also different incarnations of the Lord. In other words, there is nothing but the Lord, and still the Lord is different from all such manifestive activities. How is it so will be explained later on. So here Brahma is asking all these things, and Prabhupada is explaining. The Lord has got so many energies, and Lord doesn't have to deal with directly about all these activities. Natasya karyam karanam cha vidyate, nat samasya abhidakasya dhrushyate, parasa shaktir vividaiva shuyate, swabhaviki jnana balakriya cha. These are the different energies of the Lord. So they act, but Lord, he is enjoying Goloka Eva University Akilatma Bhuto. So he is enjoying in the Goloka with all the Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitabihi Tabhiryeva Nijurupa Kala Tayabihi. So there, Goloka Eva University Akilatma Bhuto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So he is enjoying in the Goloka. But here, from beginning from the Mahavishnu, Garbhodakasaya Vishnu, Kshirodakasaya Vishnu, and these are the Purusha avatars, and Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara are the Gunavataras, and also there is and the Leela avatars, and Sekchavesh avatars, many avatars. They're all working. Everyone are working under the direction of Krishna only. But specifically in this material world, in this universe, all incarnations coming from the Garbhodakasaya Vishnu. That is also Brahma's prayers also mentioned later on in the third canto, chapter 9, verse number 2. Adu Gruhitam Avatar Shateka Bijam Yanna Vipadma Bhavanat Ahamavirasam. This particular form is the source of all other incarnations. Adu Gruhita Avatar Shateka Bijam. That is the Garbhodakasaya Vishnu. Okay, and Prabhupada is giving further internal and external and marginal energies. So internal energies are spiritual ones. External is the material energies. Marginal are the living entities. Vishnu Sekti Paraprokta Kshetrajna. This is the living entities coming into the marginal potency. Tritiya Sekti Rishyate. This is the living entities belong to marginal. They can select. If they desire to be in the spiritual world, they can go to the spiritual. If they desire to be back in the material world and to experience further pains and pleasures, they can stay here. That is the marginal energies. Living entities belongs to marginal energies. But indirectly, everyone belongs to the Krishna's energy only. But some are having the personal desires, sense gratificationary desires. And also Prabhupada is giving such energy simultaneously one with and different from the Lord, just as sunshine is simultaneously one with and different from the sun planet. And these are the energies are acting by combination and permutations. Okay, so like Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. So Vishnu is the maintainer, Shiva is the Vishnu is also Krishna. Sorry, Shiva is also Krishna in a different way, but only for the sake of the Gunavatara. It is the yogurt. Milk is converted to yogurt for a particular purpose, but yogurt cannot be a milk, just like that Shiva. And these are different incarnations of the Lord. So there is nothing but the Lord, and still the Lord is different from all such manifested activities. So later on it will be, so still Brahma is asking, later on Lord is going to speak about the how he expands, that is the Chatishloki Bhagavatam. The 4 shlokas, they are very beautiful shlokas. Aham eva samevagre nanyat yat sad asat param paschadaham videtaccha yo shishyeta sosmiham Prutiyadham yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chapmani tad vidhyad atmano maya meta bhaso yata tamaha yata mahanti bhutani bhuteshu chavateshvanu pravishtani apravishtani tapateshu natveshvaham etavadya vidhyasam tat vidhyasam atmanaha अन्वय व्यतिरेकाभ्यम यत्स्यात् सर्वत्र सर्वदा Yetanmatam samatishta. So likewise, O Brahma, you just keep remember these 4 shlokas so that Bhavan Kalpa Vikalpeshu na vimuhiti karhichet. At any point of time, you will not be bewildered. Likewise, the Lord speaks to Brahma about the 4 shlokas. So here Brahma is inquiring about the Lord pastimes, how he comes, how he performs all his energies. So not only here Brahma and there is whoever come in contact with Krishna or Lord Vishnu, they glorify the Lord. It doesn't matter either woman or the man or a rishi, everyone are glorifying. There are very beautiful prayers. They are explained about Lord's energies and all. Okay, stop here. It can keep going on. I request the devotees, if you have got any questions or you wanted to share anything or you wanted to correct anything, kindly correct or kindly share or kindly raise any questions. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mahaprabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All grace to Srila Prabhupada. I have a small question, which is related to, Brahma now, when he did meditation, he actually saw Krishna and he was in the spiritual world. So being in the spiritual world, how could he then, came again into this material creation? I know it was instructed by Krishna to create as his servant or son. He did that, but could he have gone back to the spiritual world after he created, or what's the understanding? I want to understand a little bit more, please.
So here in the 3rd canto, 9th chapter, 8th chapter, so where Brahma was born out of the womb of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, there he sees the Garbhodaka Sai, the huge form, Ayamata Vistaraha Swamana Dehena Lokatre Sangrahena Vichitra Divya Varnam Sukarnam Kutasya Pashita Vesha Deham, that huge gigantic form where Mrunala Ghora Ita Shesha Bhoga Paryanka Ekam Purusham Sayanam, that Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu lying under the Adishesha. So that is the first time he is seeing his father. And now this time here the 2nd canto, chapter 9, where Brahma has meditated for 1000 years, here he is seeing the Vaikuntha form in the Narayana form. Here the Lord is not that much big. Here he is seeing the Lord in the 400 form. And he is seeing the Vaikuntha. So he is seeing in the so for example, how do we say?
Spiritual world, yeah? It is
Yes,
a spiritual world.
still he is sitting on the lotus flower. He is not gone to the the Lord is brought to the spiritual world in front of Brahma.
Ah, okay, okay. Mm,
So still he is situated, sitting on the lotus flower.
okay, okay.
So
I
this is
thought he was actually in the spiritual world itself and having this question and answer. That's why I asked. So
Yeah.
he's sitting still in the lotus flower, and he's asking Krishna the questions, and the answer is going on. Yeah, thank you.
yes.
Very
And then he. So
Thank
now this is the second time I would say, because he is seeing the 400 form. Previously, Garbhodak Sai Vishnu. That Maitreya Rishi explains about that pastime later on. Now Sukadeva Goswami is explaining to Parikshit Maharaj.
Parikshit Maharaj. Yeah. Thank you. So Maitri Rishi was explaining to Vidura,
Vidura, yes,
the
yes.
third canto. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Mataji. Okay, any other questions? Krishna? Okay, if there are no questions and additions, then we shall conclude our session. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां
Vaishnavyo namo namaha. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.